The correct one is based on metabolic equations. Oh, that's right, everyone. We're doing math today. Hi, I'm Dr. Francis. I'm a world famous wildlife nutritionist. You may not have heard of me, but this French bulldog sure has. Today, let's talk about, are you feeding your pet correctly? We have a WhatsApp nutrition hotline in Singapore, and the question I get the most often is by far, how much do I feed my dog or my cat? So let me answer everyone here just this one time. You will love this. It will help you find out which pet food feeding guidelines are legit and which are a hoax, just trying to get you to spend more of your money, right? We don't want that, no. There are two main techniques used to estimate how much food your pet actually needs. One is correct, and the other one is, the other one is absolutely not correct, even though many companies use it. And especially fresh food companies and raw companies, they like to use the incorrect method. So we're going to discuss them both. The correct one is based on metabolic equations. Oh, that's right, everyone. We're doing math today. This means the feeding amount doesn't increase by the same amount of food for each kilogram of body weight, because the equation uses an exponent. So if you tilt your phone to the side, and you'll see that your little calculator becomes a scientific calculator. There's a little triangle. That's an exponent, right? This estimates how much energy your pet will actually spend per day. And because it's an exponent, the energy goes up on a curve, not just per body weight. That's why you really need to use this equation. It's hard to estimate the energy based on equations, because knowing exactly how active your dog is, how active they are, how much they play, how much they run, how much they jog, it's very difficult to estimate. So even though you have these equations, you still need to weigh your dog and then adjust, right? You need to use common sense. If your dog is gaining weight, then you're giving too much energy, you need to give less food and less energy overall. So again, common sense at the end of the day wins. The second and the wrong way is by percent body weight. Now, I hate this so much. I hate it because it says like adult dogs will eat 2 to 3% of their body weight per day. Puppies 6 to 8 or 6 to 10% of their body weight per day. This is so dumb, right? It doesn't exactly. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like, think about this, okay? It doesn't translate across different types of food. So, example, if a brand, it's okay. If a brand is writing this on their packaging and that's their instructions, then stop using the brand and run away, just like Toya just did. The reason why you gotta run away is because they clearly don't have a professional nutritionist working for them. So who knows what is in that food and who knows what made up things are on the packaging. It just doesn't make any sense. And let me prove it to you, okay? So example, my dog is 4 kg. Example. So based on this, he should eat between 80 and 120 grams of food, okay? Between 80 and 120 grams. So kibble brand A is around 4 kilocalories per gram, okay? Canned food B is about 2 kilocalories per gram. And your cooked food or your raw food or your homemade food is about 1.3 kilocalories per gram. So if you multiply that with the 80 grams to 120 grams for all of these different things, they're gonna get so much different amounts of energy, right? They would get so much more energy from 80 to 120 grams of kibble versus wet canned food, and versus the fresh food, which has higher moisture and probably lesser carb, lesser fat content. So that's why it doesn't make any sense and it doesn't translate, because both of these three diets will give vastly different amounts of energy just based on they need to eat 80 grams. It doesn't make any sense. If you want to spot a cheat, then calculate how much energy your pet actually needs, like I explained in the video, link below, and then compare it to the brand, whatever brand you're using, and compare it to their recommendation of how much food needs to be fed. And then you'll actually see. If you see that they recommend more, then maybe they assume your dog is more active than it really is, or that most actually are, because most dogs actually are not that active, no matter what you may think. And this means that they may not be getting all the nutrients that they need. If they don't eat that recommended amount, if they don't eat that much, then they won't be getting the nutrients that are assumed that your dog will eat for that amount of food. Now it starts to get a little bit complicated, but this is a way for them to make either cheaper food, because then they assume your dog will eat more, they need to put less nutrient density inside, or they're purposely doing this because they want you to feed more to your dog, and that way you spend more money. Now on the other side, if they recommend less, then it's often because they want their food to seem more economical, right? So it doesn't mean the food is bad per se, just maybe they're not super honest. Maybe if they're targeting a specific type of customer that will calculate how much will this cost per day, then if they tell you that your dog needs less food on their particular brand, it will seem like it's cheaper for you. And again, that may be wrong. It may be completely wrong. Your dog may be hungry and definitely won't be getting what it needs. You'll get some behavioral issues and some weight loss probably as well. So just remember, it won't be as cheap as you think, because you're going to end up feeding other stuff as well, because your dog's going to be hungry. So on top of the video that we link below, we're also going to add a link to our new feeding calculator. So based on your dog's weight, it will be very easy for you to figure out how much energy is needed. Then you could just, whatever brand you're feeding, do a quick little maths, and then figure out if this is a brand worth trusting, and if you're really, really not feeding your dog in the right way. Or cat, by the way. The feeding calculator will be good for dogs and for cats. So thank you so much. I hope this video helped. Comment below, follow us, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.